Hello, grade 2. This is Teacher Steve. I want us to go through the work we were supposed to cover from the first week to the 8th week, just before we got the coronavirus break. So most of the items here we had covered right from grade 1 to where we are. So welcome. The first item we cover is what is the meaning of ICT. What is the meaning of ICT? We normally say we are going for computer studies, or at times we say we are going for ICT lessons. ICT means information and communication technology. I repeat, ICT means information and communication technology. Now, we normally study information and communication technology using devices like computers, and computers are stored in a place called a computer lab. That is where we go to take our computer studies. So what is a computer lab? What is a computer lab? A computer lab, the word lab comes from the word laboratory. A computer lab is a room that has been equipped with computers to provide a safe and conducive environment for teaching and learning computer studies. I will repeat that definition. A computer laboratory or computer lab. A computer laboratory is a room that has been equipped with computers to provide a safe and conducive environment for teaching and learning computer studies. So a computer lab is a place where computers are kept in a school, for example, where pupils go to learn computer studies, and it creates a conducive environment. By conducive, we mean a place that is safe, a place that is convenient, a place where learners can learn comfortably. So the next thing we are supposed to look at or to discuss is computer lab rules. Computer lab rules. These are the instructions that we always have to follow wherever we are using the computer lab. So my topic is computer lab rules. To ensure safety of learners and the equipment inside the computer lab, the following rules should be followed. So to ensure that the pupils coming to learn, or the learners who are coming to learn, and the machines that are being used are safe, there are some rules we have to follow. So we start with rule number 1. Rule number 1 says, always enter and exit quietly. I repeat, always enter and exit quietly. This is to say that anytime you are coming to the computer lab, you should come in order, lined up. You should make a queue. You enter without noise. You should not scream. You should not push. You should not shove. Anytime you are coming to the computer lab, come quietly and in order. And after you are through with your lesson, you should queue or line up and walk out, no running. So that is rule number 1. Rule number 2, do not carry food or drinks into the computer lab. I repeat, rule number 2, do not carry food or drinks into the computer lab. So anytime you are coming to the computer lab, we highly discourage people from coming with food or some drinks. By drinks we mean things like tea, juice, soda. Those liquids may spill or they may pour on the computer equipment like the keyboard or some other equipment like the CPU, and that one would destroy the computer because the computer uses electricity. It's dangerous to pour food or to pour drinks on the computer equipment. So rule number 3, do not spread germs. For example, touching the mouse with dirty hands, or touching your nose, then touching the keyboard or mouse, or salivating on the equipment and such like behavior. So basically, wherever you're using the computer, make sure you have clean hands. Do not touch your nose or touch your mouth or touch saliva and touch the computer equipment like mouse and keyboard. Actually, during this time, there's coronavirus, and coronavirus is spread through germs like saliva, germs in saliva. You can maybe touch your nose or search or touch the keyboard. If there are any jams, or if you come with any jams, they'll be spread that way. So always make sure you've got clean hands. Rule number 4, always ask for assistance before printing. I repeat, always ask for assistance before printing. Anytime you want to print anything, do not print from your computer directly. Ask the teacher whether it is right to print. At times you may print things that are not relevant, leading to wastage of paper. So anytime you want to print, ask the teacher for assistance. Next rule, that is rule number 5, no running in the computer lab. I repeat, no running in the computer lab. It is dangerous to run around the computer lab or inside the computer lab. You may end up falling. You can trip and fall. You might knock down some screens or monitors and they fall down and break. For your own safety, do not run. Simply walk. So number 6, organize your working area. Do not make the area untidy. Leave the area. Do not leave the area disorganized. Make sure wherever you live in, your area is organized. Now, for example, wherever you want to leave the computer lab, make sure you leave everything in order. Make sure your keyboard is placed in the right place. Your mouse has not fallen down. The chair you are using, make sure it is properly left near the table you're using, not leaving everything untidy. And also avoid littering the class, like making the place untidy by dropping papers and such like materials. Next, rule number 7, respect your teacher and your fellow pupils. I repeat the rule, respect your teacher and your fellow pupils. Anytime you are within the computer lab, always follow what the teacher is telling you. Always follow the teacher's instructions. And your fellow pupils are your classmates. Do not insult them, do not abuse them, do not push them. If you have a problem with your fellow learner, kindly alert the teacher. Do not beat them or abuse them. Anytime you have a problem with your fellow pupil or your fellow learner, tell the teacher. Do not harass or bully your neighbor. Respect them and respect your teacher. Rule number 8, do not insert pins, pencils or any other materials on the computer openings or holes. I repeat, number 8, do not insert pins, pencils or any other materials in the computer openings or holes. You should not try to insert your pencil in any hole you find, or you have a pin, you try to insert it in a hole or a slot you see on the computer. Computers will use electricity. It may be dangerous when you insert those things. They may cause a short circuit and maybe produce a fire. So it's very dangerous. Do not try to do that. Rule number 9, do not unplug any cable from the computer. Do not carry any equipment outside the computer lab. I repeat, do not unplug any cable from the computer. Do not carry any equipment outside the computer lab. By that we mean you should not remove those wires. Any wire you see in the computer, do not remove it. The mouse, the keyboard, whether it's a printer, whether it is the internet cable, do not remove any wire. Another thing is, do not carry anything outside the computer lab. Don't take the mouse maybe to class. Don't take the keyboard and go with it at home. Everything in the computer lab should always be left in the computer lab. Do not go outside the lab carrying anything that belongs to the computer lab. Number 10, in case of any emergency, emergencies are things like fire, fainting, smoke, or electric shock. Tell the teacher immediately. If you notice any problem, like an accident, a fire, smoke, or any form of emergency, tell the teacher immediately. Immediately means there and then. Do not shout, scream, panic, or try to run outside. Do not shout, scream, panic, or try to run outside. This may cause a stampede. Now, a stampede is when people fall down and others step on you when you're trying to run towards the same door, trying to get outside, and because you are so many of you, some of you will fall, others will step on the ones who are falling down, and it's very dangerous and very risky. You should never try to run outside. Anytime there is a problem, tell the teacher. The teacher should guide you on how to walk out to safety. The teacher should guide you on how to walk out to safety. And rule number 10 is a rule that is very important that we should always remember. So those are the computer lab rules. So we need to look at the definition of a computer. And what is a computer? A computer is an electronic device that operates or works under the control of programs stored in its own memory. So in this definition, we see that a computer is a device or a machine that works from the programs it has. So the programs in a computer are stored within it. That's why we are saying under its own memory. Another definition for a computer, you can say a computer is an electronic device that accepts data as input and transforms it under the set of special instructions called programs to produce the desired output. So here we see that a computer is an electronic device that will accept data. It will accept what you want to feed. It will transform. That transformation is called processing. It will process the data to give you output. That output is sometimes referred to as information. Information will be the results you get after you feed data. So in a computer, we feed data, we get information. Why is a computer referred to as an electronic device? Why do we say a computer is an electronic device? One, it uses electrical signals to produce data, and number two, it is made up of electronic components that use electricity. A computer uses electricity, so it is an electronic device, just like a microwave, a fridge, a TV. They use electricity, so the electronics. So a computer, in the same manner, is an electronic device because it uses electricity. The next thing we need to look at is a keyboard. The keyboard is an input device used to key in or to feed. The word key in means feed, to feed data and instructions to your computer. So the keyboard is used to feed. Maybe you want to type a story, you want to type your name, you want to type a story, you use the keyboard to feed. The keys on the keyboard are arranged in a layout called QWERTY or QWERTY. The keys on the keyboard are arranged in a layout known as QWERTY. If you look at your keyboard, if you have a computer near you or you have a computer at home, you will notice that the keys are arranged this way. The first key is Q, W, E, R, T, Y. That makes the word QWERTY. So QWERTY is an international design where the keys are arranged in positions that will ensure easy and accurate typing. So you'll notice the keyboard is not arranged in the normal ABCD format. It has a different format, which is QWERTY. That is used because it helps the people who are typing to type quickly, accurately, without mistakes. It ensures accuracy and speed. So what is a laptop? A laptop is a computer that has all the devices integrated to one equipment that is small enough to be portable. You can carry it in a bag and move with it around. So basically a laptop is a small computer, a computer whose all the gadgets are connected together to be one item. It doesn't have a separate keyboard, a separate mouse. It doesn't have a separate monitor, a CPU. No, it is just one device. The main advantage of a laptop is that a laptop is portable. By portable we mean you can carry it around, and it's called a laptop because you can place it on your laps. Maybe you go somewhere where you don't have a table, you can position it on your lap and you do your work from there. The next item we need to look at is Windows accessories. That is Paint, WordPad, and Notepad. Paint, Notepad, WordPad. So basically, accessories are programs that come together with Windows program and can be used to do some common operations. By that we mean Windows is the main program operating our computer. The main program operating our computer is called an operating system. So the operating system comes with other programs that can be used for some other uses. Those programs are what we are calling accessories. An example of an accessory is what we call a calculator. A calculator is used for calculations, basically number work, calculating, doing simple or complicated calculations. It is used for arithmetic operations including addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, etc. It can also have a currency converter or a temperature converter, length converter, etc. How do you open the calculator? You click start, or you go to all programs. You can use, there are two methods to open programs. One, you can click start. When you click on start, on the program's search area, if you're using Windows 10, which is very common nowadays, there's a place written type here to search. You type the word calculator there, calculator, then you press enter, the calculator will open. Or else you can click start. When you click start, you look for the word calculator. Among the items that appear, you can scroll, locate the calculator and click on it. When you open the calculator, you get this kind of a screen. You'll notice there are some numbers here, and on your right you've got the calculation buttons. You've got the divide, times, minus, plus. So you can play around with some numbers. You can try to add, subtract, multiply, see the answers you get. For example, you can try 5 plus 5, see whether it gives you 10. A practical activity I want you to do, you can open the calculator if you have a computer at home, and you can try to do some calculations with the calculator. You can try to add some numbers, multiply some numbers, divide some numbers, see how they work. The other item we need to look at is a program called Notepad. So Notepad is a program found under accessories that can be used to create basic text files, files that need to be plain, files that don't need a lot of colors. That we call that formatting. If we don't need to format our work, put paragraphs, we can use Notepad. Notepad is used for making simple notes. How do you open Notepad? If you want to open Notepad, you click start. When you click start, there's a place where you'll see type here to search. You click there and you type Notepad, and you should note that Notepad is one word, no spaces between. N-O-T-E-P-A-D, N-O-T-E-P-A-D. Then you press enter, Notepad will open. Or else another method is you click start, then among the items that appear when you click start, scroll and locate accessories, then you click Notepad. Notepad will open. If you have a computer at home, there's a practical exercise I want you to attempt. I want you to open Notepad, open the Notepad program. Upon opening the Notepad program, you type the text below. The text is about factors to consider when purchasing a microcomputer. So I believe you know how to type, you know how to use a capital letter. When you come to the end of the first line, you press enter. So you'll type of processor, you press enter. Processing speed, press enter. Amount of memory, you press enter after typing the RAM in brackets. So you type that up to you complete everything, up to the last item, number of users who can access the computer at the same time. After typing the factors to consider, all of them, you can save your work. How do you save your work? There is the word file. It's called a file menu. File, just above the word, just below the word untitled Notepad. You click file, you look for the option save as. Even if you click save, it will give you the same thing. So file, save as. When you go to save as, below there at the bottom there's a place where you'll see the words file name. Under file name, you will type using your keyboard factors to consider, factors to consider. Then you click save. If you click save, the work will be saved. If you click cancel, it will not be saved. The next accessory I want us to briefly look at is an accessory called WordPad. WordPad is a program that can be used to create documents that may need complex formatting. By complex formatting, I mean changing the color, the size, the style, and documents that have those items changed are called rich text files, or RTF, rich text file, unlike Notepad that creates basic text files. So in Wattpad we make documents that can get color, size and formatting, whereas in Notepad that we have discussed, you make very basic files. So how do you open Wattpad? Number one, you click start. On the program search area you type Wattpad, and it is important to note that Wattpad is one word, no spaces between. WORDPAD. Then you press enter. Wattpad will load. You can locate Wattpad from the start button, that is, you click start. When you click start, among the items that will appear, you can look for accessories among all the programs that are there. Then you click on Wattpad. There is a Wattpad practical that I want you to attempt. I want you to do this. You open Wattpad on your computer at home. When the computer opens, you type the paragraph below. The title is Personal Computer. It is a paragraph, so wherever you are typing a paragraph, you should not press enter at the end of the sentence. You start with a capital letter, a personal computer, maybe a desktop computer, laptop, tablet, PC, or a handheld PC. Also, after the word also, don't press enter. Continue typing. You'll only press enter when it comes to the words other resources. That is, when you finish typing, that is when you press enter. So you type, then we'll save the story. How do you save the Wattpad story? If you want to save, this is what you do. You click on file. That is on the top right corner. File. You click save as. Save as. When you click on save as, type the word personal computer and a file name. Then you click save. The document will be saved. The document will be. Last accessory I want us to discuss is an accessory called Paint. This is a program found under accessories and is used for drawing and editing pictures. You can draw pictures or you can make some changes to existing pictures. How do you open Paint? You click start. Under the program's search area you can type Paint, then press enter, or else you can click start. From the all programs facility you can locate Paint and click on it. The Paint program tools. On the top of the Paint, at the top of the Paint window, you've got the word File, Home and View. When you're in the Home tab, there are the items shown on my screen. You'll notice there's a pencil. A pencil is used for freehand drawing. There's fill with color, that is used for putting color to your items. There is text. Text is used for typing. If you want to type a name, type some paragraphs or stories, you use text. There's brush. Brush can be used for drawing freehand. You've got shapes. If you want to draw a circle, rectangle, star, heart, you can use shapes. Eraser, and eraser is a rubber. You can rub, you can erase. The color you want to use, there's a facility for colors in this area here. On this area you've got colors. So this is called Paint program tools, the tools you get in the Paint program. For your Paint practical, I want you to open Paint if you have a computer at home. After you open the Paint program, I want you to go to shapes. When you go to shapes, you click on the shape you want. For example, on what I have here, I started with a circle, so you click on the, it's called an ellipse. You take the circle, you click, hold down the left mouse button and drag to get a circle. You click on the circle, you move to the white area where the drawing should be, you click, don't release the button, you drag, you'll get a circle. You can try drawing a star. Under shapes, you can scroll to see all the shapes that are there. You can draw a star, and you can try drawing a heart, H-E-A-R-T. So you've got many shapes there. You'll notice there are rectangles, triangles, arrows, hearts, stars, lightning. You can try as many shapes as you can, draw different shapes. Practical exercise. If you've got a computer at home, you can try this. You open Paint, then you try drawing the following shapes. You click on the shapes facility, select a shape. For example, in what I have below here, we started with a circle. A circle is called an ellipse. Click on it once, left mouse button, move your pointer to where you want to do the drawing, click, hold down and drag to make a circle. You can try drawing some other shapes. You can draw a star, you can draw a heart, you can draw some other shapes. You'll notice when you scroll, the shape like you can get an isosceles triangle, you can get arrows, you can get the lightning. So draw the several shapes. When you're using paint, you can color the shapes you've drawn. You can use a facility called fill with color. You can color the shapes using fill with color facility. Fill with color looks like a paint bucket, like what I have below here. You simply click on the color you want above there on the colors. You take the fill with color click on a color, click on the shape. I repeat, this is what you do. Click on fill with color that looks like this bucket here, select a color of your choice, then click inside the shape. The shape will have the color you selected. If you do a mistake wherever you're using paint, you can use the undo or redo button. So if you make a mistake, you can undo. If you want to return to what you had initially, you can redo. So there's undo and there's redo. Undo, we remove what you did wrong. Undo removes what you did wrong. Redo returns what you had. Redo returns what you had. After you draw the shapes, you can save the shapes. So if you want to save the shapes, on the paint program there's a word file. You click file, you click on save as. Save as. After clicking on save as, you can give a name to what you are doing. You are drawing shapes, so you'll type the word shapes, and then you click save, so the shapes are saved. Turning on a computer. Turning on a computer. Whenever you want to open a computer or turn on a computer, you must make sure that there is power on the wall socket. Make sure there is power on the wall socket and turn the wall socket on. If there is a socket, you turn it on. Some computers will have a device called UPS. You can also turn on the UPS. Then you should locate the power button on the CPU. Locate the power button on the CPU and turn it on. The power button on the CPU, look for it, press it so that it is on. Locate the power button on the screen and turn it on also. Turn it on. Then you wait for the computer to load. Whenever you want to turn on a computer, you must look out for the power buttons. If you want to know where you turn on a computer, there are these two symbols. These two signs will show you where power is. Most of the computers will not have some writings that this is the power button. No, you must look out for these two buttons. It can either be a circle with a small number 1 inside, or a circle with a number 1 on top here. Those are standard symbols that will help you turn on your computer anytime you want to turn it on. They are found in almost all computers anywhere. Turning off a computer. After you use your computer and you want to turn it off, you should use this method. You should not turn off your computer from the socket. You should not just cut power off the computer. There's a method that you should use. The method is, you should take your mouse at the bottom left hand corner, where you have a small icon or a small picture of a window. That's where you click. We call it the start button. You click on the start button, normally at the bottom left hand of the screen. You point to the power button symbol. The power button symbol, you remember, we have covered in the previous screen, where we have said it is a circle with a 1. So that's the one you click. Upon clicking there, look for the option shut down. When you click shut down, the computer will turn itself off automatically. It will turn itself off automatically. That's the method you should use always. Do not press power buttons before you use the shutdown method. It's very important to remember this always. Anytime you want to close your computer, you click start, you go to the power button, you go to shut down. This method applies wherever you're using Windows 10. Users of Windows 7, there's the word start at the corner, the start button. You click start, you'll find an option shut down or turn off computer. Shut down or turn off computer. Use that method always. I can recommend various facilities to help our learners in what we have been learning. For typing using WordPad and Notepad, learners can open the program Notepad or WordPad and type some stories. There can be programs like a typing tutor, maybe installed in the computer for typing practice, so that our learners can learn how to type. They can try to draw shapes using paint. They can open paint, they try to draw shapes. They can also try to use the pencil to draw freehand shapes. Other educational games include picture puzzle, jigsaw boom, word construction games like Bookworm Adventures. Opening and closing the computer, that one can be done at home, maybe with the assistance of the guardian or the parent. You can maybe make sure the learner has mastered the process of opening the computer and turning off the computer. So some of the games recommended here can be downloaded from the internet. Others may need third-party installation at a cost. Those games are offline. You don't need an internet connection to play them. So I've given my contact there. So if you encounter challenges in your ICT, feel free to call me. Thank you. Be blessed.